Warning, Prospect Watch is not your average hockey podcast, and that's okay with us. Our goal is to introduce you to stars in the making from all over the world. They may not be household names yet, but we assure you they will be soon enough. Welcome to Prospect Watch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next edition of Prospect Watch with your host, Lance Green.
All right, Steel. Yes, back again, guys. Of course, this is Prospect Watch, a podcast that focuses solely on the discovery and promotion of some of the best young talent in the game today from all reaches of the world. I'm your host, like Steel said, Lance Green, and of course, joining me is Steel, as always. Steel, how you doing?
Oh, man, on this crisp October evening, we've got another special guest sitting in with us today, don't we?
Yes, sir. This week's special guest is none other than right-hand shot defender Anthony Cristoforo from the Windsor Spitfires of the OHL. Anthony, how are you? And thank you so much for being on the show with us.
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Great.
Doing great, man. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. We know you're busy, so thank you very much for hopping on with us, man.
No problem. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So for those of you guys that are unfamiliar with Anthony and or his game, let me inform you that this young man is a player that is already surprising a lot of people this season with his play, scoring 2 goals and 8 assists for 10 points in just 8 games played. Now, I understand it's still early in the season. And, to put this in perspective, Anthony, we got to remember here, he's a defenseman. And he's scoring at a rate of 1.25 points per game right now and is currently on pace to score 85 points on the season. It's still very early and, things are going to level out, of course. But if that doesn't get your guys' attention, I don't know what will. But, Steele, what do you say we get around to asking this young man some questions?
I'll tell you what, man. I'm really excited. I'm going to kind of throw something out here just because, that's pretty prolific for a defenseman, okay? And we've heard a lot about some of your accolades, scoring being prolific. But can you give us an NHL defenseman that you maybe model your game after, or somebody that you kind of look up to or anything like that?
Yeah, I think, I like to try to model my game after guys like Adam Fox, Charlie McAvoy. And being a Leaf fan, I always watched Morgan Riley growing up. So kind of just the way those guys play. And I like to take a little bit of something from all their games and try to incorporate into mine. So kind of just those guys. And even, obviously the superstars like Matthews, McDavid, like to watch their highlights and just try to do some in practice and just see how they work for you.
If you can pull it off, right? Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So can you speak a little bit on your experience playing and winning a gold medal at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup for Team Canada back in the 2023-2024 season?
Yeah, it was super fun. Obviously, it was a goal of mine to get picked to play for that team. And obviously being there was super cool. You're representing your country. And I think just the group of guys we had, it was a very fun team. And just the whole story we kind of had, winning it in Czech against Czech, that rink was crazy. And just winning in overtime too, it was pretty special.
Yeah.
What did it feel like to have that, gold strapped around your neck? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's cool. That tournament was kind of all of our first times, our games being on TSN, kind of broadcasted to all of Canada. So
yeah, buddy,
pictures getting sent from people you didn't even know watch of their face on TSN. It was pretty cool. So have just that feeling, and then just that feeling of having the gold after, and just you think about the whole journey, the 2 weeks that we all met, and it was just it's pretty fun.
And that's a pretty intense tournament there, where you guys play a lot of games in a short amount of time. You know what I mean? So let's switch gears here a little bit, shall we? And can you talk a little bit about the league that you're playing in now, the OHL, and maybe a rival team that you get hyped to play against?
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot. Obviously, playing Kitchener is always a pretty big game.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you guys saw the line brawl or all that stuff we had against them first game of the year. And I think just obviously Windsor, London. Since I got into the league, I was always kind of told it's a big rivalry.
Yep.
And I think just honestly, any team in our division is a rivalry game. Those are big games. Those are big points that you got to win. So any game like that's pretty important.
Yeah, gotta love the old line brawl. That's that's always a good way to start out the year.
That's old time stuff there, buddy. That's what we love to see.
Right. So, okay. Well, speaking on that and other teams, who do you think's got the best visiting barn that you've been to?
I mean, London's is unreal. Their rink is pretty cool. But I like Kitchener's. Yeah, Oshawa's nice too. And personally, I like Ottawa, their rink. I like the city. When we went there last year, it was pretty fun game, and I like how the rink's kind of connected to the football field, and you're kind of in the downtown, so that rink's pretty cool as well.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. Those are some really nice facilities for sure. So, what can you talk about as far as what have you done to improve your game over the summer? We know that there was a huge difference between last year and now this year, the beginning of this year. What have you done to improve yourself over the summer?
I think a big thing for me was just learning from last year. Last year was obviously a tough year for myself and for a lot of us on our team. We weren't the best, and it was a learning experience. And being someone who played in a lot in last year in every situation, I kind of learned. And I kind of joke about with people that season. I feel like it aged me 3 years, like in the O, because I feel like I went through a lot of stuff that most people go through in 5 years, and I went through that last year. So kind of just gaining the experience from coaches being fired, team losing, a lot of stuff not going your way, battling through a lot of adversity. So I think that's the main thing. And obviously, I mean, every summer you want to, get stronger, get faster, shoot the puck harder, skate a little faster. So with that stuff and then the experience, I think those things are some of the main things that I improved on this year.
Wow. It sounds like you got some maturity as well, too, going through some of that adversity.
Yeah, I think it's obviously tough when you go through a year like that. And there's obviously, it was a big year too. It was, my draft year, at least first year of eligibility. And I think just learning from that, learning from the experience, and it was something that was big for me, and kind of accepting it and not, holding on to anything from that year, and just coming into this year, kind of just trying to, be me and show what I can do. And I think with the help of our coaching staff, new head coach Greg Walters, he's helped me a lot. And yeah, I think, obviously want to keep this up. And, I feel still I can play better and I can show more. So I'm pretty excited for the season.
There you go.
That's awesome. I mean, and I was going to touch on this in a bit too. Obviously, like you said, last year was your first year of draft eligibility, but the whole team struggled for what it's worth. But this season, you guys seem to actually just a 180, big 180 in that sense. And last year you were a minus player, and that's obviously a big deal for a defenseman. But I mean, already through just a short amount of games this year, you're a plus 15, and insane pace right now. But right now, you would be projecting to be a plus 128. So obviously that stat line is going to be hard to keep up. But just keep that with yourself. That from last season to this season already, where you are in just a few short games. I mean, I see a tremendous 180 and renewed focus from this young man, guys, on not only the offensive ability that he's projected for years now, but also defensively as well this season.
For sure. I mean, I definitely like the defensive game that he's bringing to the table, and when you can sprinkle in offense like that, you know what I mean. This is being your third year now with Windsor, Anthony, and so do you consider yourself to be more of a leader in the locker room and out on the ice? And is this something that you're embracing?
Yeah, and I think even last year, I think kind of answering what you said about being a leader. Last year, when we traded away some of our older guys, and just in my second year, I was a leader or relied on to be a leader in that when I was still trying to figure out myself, the league, and a lot of that stuff. So I think again, just with that experience helped me a lot. And as much as it was, maybe not the best year, I'm grateful for that experience for last year, and it taught me a lot. So coming into this year, just where we have a lot of young guys coming in, and I think just having that experience and just being someone that they can talk to about stuff, because I've seen the highs and lows of the league. My first year when we were unstoppable first place, last year we were last place, so I've kind of seen it all. So I feel like I have some some knowledge about the league and some stuff about that, and just being a leader with how I conduct myself on and off the ice, just being a good person to everyone, and just simple things like how are you, how's your day, good morning, just
Yep.
those little things like that I feel go a long way.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. What a great attitude.
That it is a great attitude. And I mean, I think this season you have the right mix coming back from last year. I mean, you got AJ coming back, you got Liam Greentree back, Nisbet is another year older. Of course, Ilya Protest came over from the USHL, which was a big addition, and Ethan, of course, being the big rookie and the guy everybody's talking about this year, is having an early impact as well. And I think it's just making this team that much more exciting, especially after last season. But how is it lining up against these guys? I mean, in every drill and practice, I mean, you uh, have some of the best players, offensively, coming down on you. It can only make you better, I would think.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I was pretty fortunate enough to my minor midget team. We were kind of same thing. We are a pretty good team. And I mean, in every practice, you're going against, Porter Martone, Michael Haig, those some elite players. So kind of going against those guys every day in practice. And then kind of same thing with this year, we got a bunch of good forwards, and in practice, you want to go against those guys, and you want to battle hard against them because they are top players. And, battling against them, if you can hold your own, your chances are pretty high you're going to hold your own against other teams too, because these guys that we have are top players, and they're players that can play a little physical, a little mean too. So having that in practice, having those battles, prepare you well for the games.
I mean, for sure you got to have a little snarl and steel sharpens steel, right? So that's how it goes. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Did, with that kind of being said, though, does that kind of put you on a mission this year to kind of prove those NHL teams, hey, maybe we should be paying a little bit more closer attention to Anthony this year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to go out there and, I mean, show what I can do. And I think, last year was a year where I just, for whatever reason, I just didn't play as well as I could have. And there's no excuses there. It's, that's on me. And I think just this year coming in with a different mindset, talking to and working with a mental performance coach kind of helped me out too. And I think just coming in this year with a whole new mindset and whole new look, and just optimism too, with the new team, new coach. I'm just pretty excited. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Okay.
Yeah, fun to come to the rink again for sure. So
Yeah.
speaking of that, can you break down from us your normal game day routine? From when you wake up, pre-game meals, do you take a nap? What time do you get to the rink? What do you do when you get there? That kind of thing.
Yeah. So I think, I guess we'll start from the morning. So I'll wake up. I like to, immediately hydrate. I'll usually have water with, some electrolytes in it, some salt, just kind of start hydrating from the day. Then we usually go to the rink around 9:30, 10 for a little team stretch, team activation. And then usually after that, I'll get home. We have right around my house here, we have a little pond. I'll usually go for a walk. Excuse me. And Then I'll, after the walk, kind of relax, and maybe if I'm feeling tired, take a nap and wake up around 2, 3 and eat my pregame meal. Then I'll head to the rink around 4:30, 4:15, and then just kind of see what goes on from there. I think years past, I used to be very superstitious, I got to do this at this time. And I think this year I kind of wipe that out. Just, I'm going to do with whatever I feel is best, whatever I feel I need to do to prepare myself for the game at that moment, because every game's different. And I think just kind of going with the flow with that stuff is something that I've changed, and I just feel better.
All right.
You can definitely tell there's a different air about your game for sure. You know what I mean? That we've seen this year. I mean, that's one of the reasons why you're on the show here with us, Anthony. So we've seen what you can do on the ice, but what about off the ice? What do you kind of like to do when you're not at the rink?
I mean, I'm a homebody. I like to stay home. I like to just relax. So I like to, watch sports, football, obviously. I mean, I think everyone loves football. So Thursday nights, Monday nights, and if we get lucky enough, we don't play Sunday all day. And then now with hockey back up every night, there's a different game on. So just kind of watch sports, kind of do all that stuff, and then hang out, play, video games with my roommate, hang out with, with my billets, with my teammates, FaceTime family and friends, kind of just pretty simple things. Nothing too crazy.
Okay. There you
All right.
go.
So with that being said, if you weren't playing hockey, what other sport would it be? You mentioned football there, but
Man, I don't know. Maybe soccer. I grew up playing soccer. I enjoyed it. I liked watching the Euro Cup in the summer. So maybe that. And I mean, I've always liked baseball, but I throw lefty, and my favorite position is shortstop, so it doesn't really work out that way. So
yeah,
that dream got shut down pretty quick.
Trust me, I know what it feels like to have the the dream shut down. I tried to play football, and they don't have too many 5'11", 186-pound centers playing for football. So okay, I had to do something else, and now I sit here and talk to guys like you. So now, how about if we do this? Pretend like I'm an NHL GM, and this is my last question for you, Anthony. Pretend like I'm an NHL GM, and you just sat down in front of me, and you need to tell me why I need to pick you.
Okay. I would say I'm a player who, I hate to lose more than I like winning. Losing is just, can't stand it. I hate that. I love pressure. I love playing when in high pressure situations. I'm a player who plays with a ton of heart. If there's a shot that has to be blocked, a play that has to be made, I'm always willing to do that and sacrifice myself for the team. I think just the person you get off the ice, guys joke around, I'm always smiling no matter what, good, bad. And I think I'm just always, smiling, having a good time. And when it's time to work, I'll always give it my all and work extremely hard. And I think just on ice stuff, I feel like, I could play at the next level and my game translates well. I think the new wave of hockey is hockey IQ, hockey smarts, your skating ability. And I feel like those are some of my best attributes. So I think just with all those things at all in one, I think that's what I would say to them.
All right. Well, there you go, man. We're seeing the hockey IQ shine through. What do you think here, Lance?
Yeah, man. I mean, this season, this team is exciting, guys. I thought they would be good, but I didn't think they would be this good out of the gate. And
yeah, man.
I just hope for continued success for you guys, and for yourself as well. Definitely heading into this, season as it goes on. So, thank you so much for joining us and taking time out of your day. And we'll be watching the rest of the season for sure.
Yeah, thank you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome, man. We really appreciate you taking the time out here. Lance, thank you for all that you do. Really appreciate everything that you do there for SteelFlyers. All Sports Network. Be sure to go to SteelFlyers.com and check out all the shows here for Prospect Watch, where we've interviewed quite a lot of great kids, and we've interviewed just another one here tonight with Anthony. So thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you all in the next episode of Prospect Watch.